I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Baumgartner.
Present.
Mr. Pakowski, I'm sorry. Ms. Paskowitz.
Present.
Ms. Pakowski.
Present.
Thank you.
I thank everyone we're doing this a week early, probably caused some of the confusion. My last physical day of being with the city is tomorrow, but I was asked to stay involved with this going forward, and maybe some date in the future they'll come up with someone else to do it, but I will, but it's not my swan dive, I'll be back.
Okay, great.
Good.
So anyway, if we want to start, the first thing we would need a motion from the board to approve the minutes from February 4th.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes.
We have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay. Next be old business.
The old business, the reason I even have this on here was just keeping it a reminder and fresh in everybody's mind. The 4 chaplains went off fine. May 27th is Memorial Day. My understanding that is being handled by the VFW this year. The American Legion had it last year. Is there any update or are you aware of? Or?
No, I haven't heard anything on that.
Okay. Russ, did you say you thought someone was taking care of it, or?
As far as I know, we're taking care of 4th of July.
Right.
But once John comes back, I'll find out for sure.
Okay.
Right.
And I'll try and get a hold of John Haskins in the meantime during the next couple of weeks and make sure we're on target with that. The rest, we're going to be Veterans Day. That's kind of a joint effort isn't it, between both organizations? Mm-hmm. After the 4th of July?
Yeah.
And December 7th, Pearl Harbor. I believe that's normally done by the VFW.
Okay. Yes, I'll check with John to make sure. We normally do the Pearl Harbor, yes.
Okay. There is no public here for public input. We don't have anyone here for, I guess, to talk about the Memorial Day plan. That was one of the things I wanted. What I'd ask the board or the members here especially to follow up, because one of the things that we fell short on last year a little bit was the backup plan and with the weather. We never know what the weather's going to be, and I think the backup plan that was discussed, I believe at one time, was more we're bringing it indoors instead of not having it if the weather is very severe. I don't think anybody's going to change anything for a little rain, but I think that would be a backup plan. I think the key to this, and I'll stay involved with it, the key to this is really the communication between the 2 organizations on, who's doing what and what to expect. I'm sure the Honor Guard will be there and other members. So I don't know if we could follow up someone, or Neil or Kim for the keynote, who that would be.
Okay.
For Memorial Day?
Yes, we can do that, and that's what we want to make this more a joint function between the American Legion and the VFW.
That is, I think that is the best, because you both organizations have a lot to offer, and doing it together, you combine your skills and you combine your labor and energy to get it done. So I think that's great, and both organizations participate along with others. As far as I know, on the 4th of July, it's going to be a similar thing. I did give Brian Benton, Director of the Leisure Services Director, I gave him a list of last year who went in what order. And I'm not aware of any changes that he wants to make in that. That'll probably be up to him and the city managers. But I think they're going to basically keep it pretty much the same way. The board last year, and I heard no different, they're the ones who basically picked the
The Grand Marshals.
The Grand Marshals.
I don't know who you're going to pick.
I didn't know if you wanted to float an idea also to have a citizen Grand Marshal behind the World War II veterans, if you think that's, you know, a lot of people do a lot in the area, and, but that's entirely up to the, I'm going to leave that up to the board. That shouldn't be a city decision because it should be a joint decision between both organizations.
Right, well, I think that we should, both the American Legion and the VFW, you know, if we could get together and even have a joint meeting, you know, to talk this over and decide what they want to do with the marshals and, you know, like that. I think that's a good idea, having, you know, a citizen, because there are a lot of businesses and citizens out here that do a lot for us.
Okay, what I'll do, since this one, I'll try and set up when everybody's back, I hope, maybe the first Monday in May for everyone to get together and just specifically have a Memorial Day meeting.
Okay.
Since we really don't have the players here today.
Right, that sounds good, and between that time, before that time, maybe we can get together and have a meeting, you know, either over to the American Legion or the VFW, and we can go over, so that we got an idea what we're going to talk about when we come in for the next
Because
meeting.
of sunshine laws, if there's two of you together in a meeting, if I'm there, it has to be recorded. Okay?
Okay,
I mean,
well, we
the
can
two
notify
organizations can talk to
you.
each other all they want, but if it's
Okay,
going to be a
right.
meeting
Well,
officially,
right, we can notify you and so that you can be there.
because then we'd have to record it or be here.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
But I'll check with the city clerk and see, make sure that the council chambers are available that day. If not, be flexible with me. I'll get us a date in May. Okay? I mean, we may want to do the May meeting and forgo the June, or keep, whatever the board wants to do, it'd be fine with me. Is there any issues, anyone wants to speak of, roundtable discussion type of, I know there's been a lot done by way of helping the community recently by both organizations with dinners and so forth. Does anyone want to, like, discuss? I think we've had them for, you know, we had them for the ROTC, we've had them with different things and how that went. And
The dinners at RTC, everybody's doing well. I mean, everybody's happy. You know, we're supporting. Anybody that asks for our help, we're supporting. And I'm sure the VFW does the same.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's, you know, the people come, we could use 500 for this. The wrestling team at Sebastian River came up and said, we need some money for the mats.
Okay,
So we gave it to them.
good.
You know, the high school needs something, we are there.
Right. And I know I saw, just today, I saw the World War II veterans, and that one of the World War II veterans who showed up last year on the trike with his daughter, he was there, and
We're helping him right now, he needs
help.
finance.
He needs help, and I know he is. And unfortunately, we lost one of the veterans who was in the parade last year, Harry Ashdown. His memorial service, I believe, is this Saturday over at Riverview Park at the Veterans thing, and I believe it starts at noon, 11 for the honor guard.
Yes.
Right, it starts at noon.
Yes.
Okay. So we're lucky to have still a few around, but they're getting scarce. Is there any other, you know, is there any other announcements or anything, any discussion items any of the board members want to speak of?
I really can't think of any. I think the most important thing is, you know, for us to get together and work. We got a few functions here, and we got to get these things figured out, especially for Memorial Day.
Right. Well, and there's nothing, you know, wrong with even if one organization's taken the lead role in any type of veteran holiday or celebration, there's nothing wrong. We should be communicating with each other.
No,
and
absolutely.
make sure
You know,
everybody's
and I
involved.
think we are. I think we are.
We are, it's,
Yeah.
it's not, they're better than us, or we're better than them. It's all one.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, if there's not any other issues, I mean, you could adjourn if you'd like.
I personally would like to thank the city and you, Randy, for this little meeting letting the city know and letting us know what the city will do for us and what we'll do for the city. It makes everybody happy.
Great. Well, I'm kind of glad in a way, too. I'm going to stay involved in some way, because I enjoy discussions, and I also enjoy, like, letting the public especially know, like, what the organizations do for the community, because it's not just veterans. A lot of it has to do with the community and inexpensive meals and helping folks, and I think it's a great thing. So,
Good. I think the last meeting we talked a little bit about communication with the city putting out an advertising. But I know there was a lot of veterans, especially for the Veterans Day picnic that we had
right.
at the park. 2/3 of the people didn't know anything about it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think you had mentioned that you went out to the news and the radio stations, but apparently they just never got it over.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that was up to the Indian River Veterans Council. They're the ones that pushed it on us, and they should have been
Well, I think what
advertised.
happened, too, that was right around the time I had my heart surgery, so I was out of commission for a couple weeks, so.
No, that's not on you. No, that definitely is not on you.
That's-
It was,
The Indian River Veterans Council.
Okay,
They wanted us to have it here. We did. They should have advertised.
right.
That should have been.
I mean, the turnout was pretty amazing for the lack of advertisement that they had, I mean, but I agree.
oh, exactly. Well, it was a nice turnout. You know, it was a beautiful day.
I would hope that, even going forward, before they do it next year, they show up at one of these meetings and, talk about, because this could be a place, instead of having anywhere, for they could, basically, you get it on the air, it'll be on Channel 25, and you'll have it right there where people want to see and know all what's going to be there and what's going on. So I think if anybody who has, contact with them, I think it would be a good idea, or, I still have some of the numbers there. I could even call and say, hey, the meeting's coming up. Why don't you, when you participate? I know we got the date. I know Shar got the date already locked in with Brian in Parks. So all that's good.
Okay.
Neil, if you want to
Okay,
adjourn, if there's not anything else, it's all up to you.
Okay, if there's nothing else to bring forward, make a motion to adjourn.
First motion, whatever.
Second it.
Best say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, we're adjourned.
We're adjourned.
Hammer the gavel.